is here. What's going on, everybody? My name is Blitzwinger, and ladies and gentlemen, Marvel Rivals has done it again. We've got some more exciting first looks at characters' gameplays for not just one, not two, but three skins that will be debuting in the game this upcoming weekend, which is super duper exciting. In addition to that, there's some really interesting new sprays that are coming to the game, some of which are definitely possibly hinting at upcoming characters, which is also exciting, and of course, much more. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to take a quick moment and leave a like to stay up to date with all the Marvel Rivals news. Let's see if we could hit 1,000 likes on today's video. Thank you so very much for your kindness and support so far on this series, and let's dive in. So let's begin with the new and free skin that all of us are going to be unlocking by competing and completing Galactus Cosmic Adventure event starting tomorrow. Now, the event itself is going live tomorrow at 4 a.m. So you will have access to begin completing tasks and missions within the event page starting at 4 a.m. And technically the skin will be in the game at 4 a.m. as well. However, I predict that we're not going to be able to unlock the skin right away, because usually the way that they structure these things is they have us complete multiple missions over the course of multiple days, sometimes even weeks, and then the final reward is usually the skin. That's usually how they do things in order to keep us enticed. So obviously, as you work towards unlocking the skin, you'll probably get the MVP animation, an emote, a nameplate, a spray. So you kind of have to build up towards unlocking the skin itself, which is perfectly fine by me. I have no worries about that. Again, I think the skin looks wonderful. We do have updated gameplay courtesy of Miller Ross over on Twitter, who shared what the character will actually play like within the game, like the skin itself instead of just the MVP animation. Everything looks cool. The emote I really like. I think it's so simple, but really, really classy. So obviously, I wish you all luck to unlock this one as you work through Galactus Cosmic Adventure event. The next skin we got to talk about is Cloak and Dagger in their new Twilight Duo variant. Now, this one is actually going to be dropping in the shop tomorrow evening when the shop refreshes at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Of course, adjust that accordingly to whatever time zone you live in. But again, the cool thing about this one is that, surprisingly so, it is actually going to come in at only 1,600 units. I think a lot of the community expected this one to be 2,200 units because of the MVP screen for this one, but surprisingly so, it will run you 1,600 units instead, which I think is pretty freaking awesome. So a lot of you Cloak and Dagger players will be happy to know that you'll be able to purchase this one for a little bit cheaper than what most of us expected. Now, as part of that purchase price, you will be, of course, getting the actual skin itself. You will be getting an MVP animation, an emote, a nameplate, and a spray. So this is the traditional sort of bundle that you can expect for Cloak and Dagger. I think they both look absolutely terrific. I think that even though I don't play Cloak and Dagger, kind of tempted to maybe even get this one. I also do think that it's kind of cool that we have this kind of mafia / gangster assembly of skins now with Cloak and Dagger and the trench coated thing. If we could get a few more characters dressed up in this sort of same aesthetic with the top hats and the trench coats and that sort of like design, I think it'd be funny to have an entire team dressed up like that. Just a cool little aesthetic that is slowly but surely building out inside of the Marvel Rivals roster. And finally, we have the brand spanking new Venom skin titled Lingering Imprint. Now, this one I'm a little bit divisive on, in the sense that when I initially saw it, I was like, I don't know. I feel like this design looks a little busy. I also kind of don't really love the idea of like combining, I guess, like classic monster Venom or like Eddie Brock's Venom with the Flash Thompson Venom. I know it makes sense. I know that it's actually based on a comic book from Donny Cates' run. So there is definitely a logical explanation for why they chose the skin in this design. I also do hope that at some point in the future, we actually get Flash Thompson Venom in the game, because I think he could actually play completely different to the regular Venom design. So hopefully that'll be something that comes down the line. But let's stay focused on the topic at hand, and that is, of course, this brand new skin. Now, similarly to Cloak and Dagger, the good news is that this one will also only run you 1,600 units. Now, by the way, I should also take a moment and say, when I'm saying 1,600 units, I mean for the bundle. If you want to just buy the skin, it will run you 1,400 units. Same thing goes for Cloak and Dagger. So just keep that in mind. If you just want just the skin, you can just buy it that way. But honestly, with the 200 unit difference, you might as well just get the bundle so that you do also have the new spray, which is pretty cool. Once again, doing a little bit of an homage to Flash Thompson, the new nameplate. I think it's a pretty cool bundle. The emote is freaking incredible. There are so many iconic moments I could think of in the animated series that the character has appeared in the movies, in the comics, where a very similar sort of like emotion, I guess, would be on display. So I feel like that's kind of accurate to Venom lore. So that is a fantastic emote and a fantastic inclusion. Again, if you're a Venom fan, I think you're going to be pretty stoked to add this one to your collections. But that is still not all. Yes, we do have these 3 exciting new skins being added into the game over the course of the next 24 hours. However, there's more that this patch has introduced, including all of those fixes that I covered for all of those different heroes. So if you'd like to see a very tedious, where I literally go hero by hero breakdown, you can go check out the last video that I made where we talked about every single change, every single fix, and what this patch will cover. So go check that out for the in-depth breakdown. Along with those fixes, they also went ahead and actually fixed, or I guess just simply gave Human Torch a brand new Lord icon. So if you were not a fan of his previous Lord icon, you do have a new Lord icon now available to you to go ahead and proudly display. Speaking of displaying things when it comes to the progress or proficiency of your characters, that is another change that has been made. Now, when you go over to your Heroes tab, you'll actually see like a little icon that showcases your proficiency for the characters. You don't have to like actually click on the character and scroll all the way to the proficiency tab. You can actually see right there and then what rank of proficiency you have for your heroes. So just a nice little visual change introduced with this new patch. We then also had Rivals Leaks go ahead and share this updated nameplate image where obviously, if you're paying attention, you're looking at this and you're going like, hey, hold up. The vast majority of these are actually nameplates that are already in the game. They are not new. Well, you'd be correct about that. So some of these nameplates, they just basically had like an update to them, meaning that maybe the developers went in and, I don't know, rescaled the file size or just maybe changed up some sort of saturation, whatever it might be. It's really just essentially all of the nameplates that have been updated appear within this image. But there are obviously new nameplates in here, like the brand new Venom skin nameplate appearing. So that is definitely pretty cool. The brand new Cloak and Dagger nameplate appearing. That is pretty freaking cool. So obviously some cool stuff included here, including the Sentinel Iron Man nameplate, which is pretty neat looking as well. And then, excitingly so, we have some incredibly cool looking sprays that have been added into the game as well, including the brand new Black Widow spray, the brand new Cloak and Dagger spray, the brand new Venom spray, which we obviously knew were coming along. I think that the Galactus spray is probably something that we are going to be earning as part of the Galactus Cosmic Adventure event. And then we have this very interesting set of sprays up top. Now, of course, the one in the very top left corner seems to be teasing some more MCU skins possibly coming to the game. So that is definitely pretty cool. But I want to shift our attention to the center, because that right there looks like the Professor Xavier helmet. Now, of course, technically it could also be applied to Jean Grey, who wore this same helmet, and Emma Frost has worn the same helmet, which is very interesting because, of course, we have leaks that point to the fact that both Emma Frost and Jean Grey are actually on the way to the game. So could this give us a little bit of a hint of which version of those characters will be getting added? Is this a spray that will come along with one of those characters? I don't know, but it is definitely pretty freaking exciting. So there you have it. Once again, Marvel Rivals never fails to disappoint. A lot of exciting things to look forward to. And by the way, I haven't even mentioned that, of course, the Clone Rumble mode will be going live tomorrow as well, which I'm super duper excited to get into. I will actually be streaming the brand new update, so I will hopefully see you guys here tomorrow for that live stream. Of course, if you guys enjoyed today's video, like I always mention, don't forget to leave a like. Thank you guys so very much for your kindness and your continued support. Have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day, Peace out. See you laters, alligators.